Pop and Flow Full Vision Spoke Dragon Hubs. To assemble your Dragon Hub, you take a Pop and Flow spoke and you pop it into your hub. Now these pop in with a little flange here that pops into a ring inside the part that holds it securely in there. Now if you have trouble pushing hard enough to get that satisfying pop, you can twist a little bit, and that twisting will help it go in more easily and also come out more easily. To put the hub on your shaft, there is an adapter in here that has a seam that you want to be aware of. And that seam can get caught on the tube if you're just kind of sticking it in there. I like to put the tube against the seam first and then push and twist and kind of push and twist and get it on there. Now you can also do this without the spokes in place so that you can just push this onto a table or onto the ground and not have the spokes in your way as you put that on if you're having trouble just pushing and twisting it on. Yeah. Now the fit can be fine-tuned with an Allen key that tightens a bolt in there. And so you could tighten that up. I wouldn't make it too tight. You really just want it to be tight enough that it's not going to free spin while you're flowing with it. You want to be able to get it off and on fairly easily, and it can loosen up over time. So you don't want it to be too tight from the get-go, or you won't be able to make it tighter later. Now this is just a friction fit on the end of your shaft, and it can work its way off after lots of drops and play. So you're going to want to check every time before you have a session with it that it is securely and fully on there. Now making it much tighter, there's kind of a point of diminishing returns. You don't want it to be too loose, but there's no amount of tightness that will prevent it from ever coming off. So if it's falling off, don't think that just making it tighter is going to fix that. This has so much leverage on a semi-flexible part that it's going to work its way off no matter what after a bunch of drops. Speaking of drops, these spokes are very durable. You could actually push this flat on the ground until it hits and they're not going to break. However, if you were to toss your staff and it hit the ground like that, that could be enough force to actually collapse or break the spoke. I actually did that in my durability testing. I had fire drums. I was just hucking it at the grass like a spear and having it hit the ground, spring back to me, and I could catch it. And I was doing that more and more until finally I actually popped one of the spokes in the not good way. I broke one of them. I don't think you could do that during normal play. If you are even tossing your staff to a friend and it's spinning through the air, that's not going to do that. It was really that massive travel just straight into that managed to do it. Caps. You might have noticed there's some air caps sitting here on the table. Most people prefer the heavier flow caps on their dragon staff. And these caps lock into place with these holes in the tube here. We call these a snap cap inside the flow cap. And these add a lot more rolling momentum to your staff, give it a little bit of a heavier, more traditional dragon feel. Some people like it light, and they want the dragon to be as light as possible. You can keep the air caps on if that's the way you like it. We do recommend the flow caps for most people on the dragon. One quick thing I forgot to mention was the alignment of the LEDs. I think it looks best with the LEDs aligned outward on the hub. If you turned it this way, they'd be lighting this up more, but most people are seeing your dragon from here as you're playing with it. So you're going to want that to be where it's displayed. I think that's it. So enjoy your new Pop and Flow Dragon Hubs and go find your flow.